very special episode of the Red
Vamos
Stream,
lá.
Podia ter uma
where we'll be
legendinha.
talking about some Witcher
Verdade, hein?
3 next-gen update stuff.
Esse é o problema de fazer na
With
Twitch, não
me,
tem
I have
legenda.
amazing guests. I have my partner in crime, Alicia
É
Kozera.
a blusa deles.
I have another acting.
Olha lá, essa menina é mentirosa, hein?
Acting
Caoseira no sobrenome dela, velho.
And Charles Tremblay, our engineering director.
Hello. Filipe Weber, que é a grande cabeça por trás aí de The Witcher 3, tá? Por muito tempo.
We've been, quite busy with preparing the update, with making sure everything is on point. So it's time that we can actually show you guys the gameplay.
vai
We
mostrar o
can
gameplay.
talk about those things in details, and to be proud even more than we are right now, right? Okay.
Estão orgulhosos.
So yeah, we have a lot of cool things to talk about today, but I think I want to start with mentioning that the update is free if you get the game.
Falando que o
So,
upgrade é gratuito se você já tem
prepare
o
your
jogo.
PCs, your consoles,
Gracinho.
very comfortable chairs and sofas. Get yourself some drinks for, the
Pior que eu acho que eu vou comprar ele no
sessions.
console, velho.
Yes.
Tem The Witcher 3 no PC.
Book
Eu
some
quero
time
jogar no
off of
console.
work as well for that.
And do it on 14th of December.
Yes, the release is December 14th.
14 de dezembro. Isso aí.
And yeah,
Tô falando tudo que a gente já sabe por
Okay.
enquanto, tá?
let's dive in
Yeah.
to the
Let's go.
cool things. Okay, so the first thing I think
Ih.
we
Ó,
should mention
começou.
is the ray tracing.
Yeah,
Ray
that's the
tracing?
next-gen feature.
Yes, so for the PC we have the ray trace global illumination. So the visual fidelity is amazing. It replaced the old PBR that we had. We also have the ambient occlusion, the ray tracing and occlusion again.
Então vai ter Ray Tracing
But we
no
have
jogo.
other stuff.
Inclusão.
We have, of course, we integrated the FSR2 and we have the DLSS. We have also dynamic resolution scaling. And we have also a very nice new SSR, screen space
SSR.
protection, because before it was only for the water, but now it's for everything. So I hope that it will.
Oh, shiny
awesome.
armor! I can feel
Yes.
that.
Okay, so ray tracing. The game will look even better right now with all those options. But I think we also have one more for PC enthusiasts like me.
Yeah,
Uma
so
coisa
we
pra
also
entusiastas de
try to
PC.
push even further. So we have also new Ultra Plus settings that you can play with. That include, like for example, the background characters, grass density, level of details, all those settings we had. It's not a preset, but you can tinker around, play, and see if
Ah,
it's,
mais algumas configurações a mais no
fits
PC que
for
você
your
pode
machine.
fazer.
and have fun.
I'm pretty sure everyone in here and on the other side of the screen.
Só lembrando
definitely.
que é uma
Provided you
live,
have
tá?
good enough PC.
Certamente esse vídeo vai
Yeah,
estar
we're
depois.
gonna try our best, right? Okay, so the game looks amazing. We have super cool, ray tracing options. We have the Ultra Plus settings, and all that combined in photo mode.
Yes.
Ah, modo
So now
foto.
we can showcase the beauty of The
Foto,
Witcher
modo
3
foto,
in
cara,
the photo mode. And we
finalmente,
know that you
velho.
already were taking
Ah, pra mim devia ser
amazing
tipo regra
screenshots
hoje
from
todo
The
jogo tem
Witcher
modo
3.
foto, é
Aleluia.
But
muito
we
bom.
wanted to give you a
Tem que
little
ter.
help, so we
Pra fazer
implemented a
thumb.
photo mode into the
Aleluia,
game.
velho.
You have some options to, stop Geralt, stop the scene, and play a little bit with the settings, maybe give it a little bit of different mood, change the angle, something like that. So, yeah, I think you're gonna be able to create some really amazing shots, and really can't wait to see what you do, because we know from
Vou
Cyberpunk
fazer muita
that
foto, irmão.
you
Pô,
guys
thumbzinho
are
agora
like breathtaking.
Nossa.
Fazer thumb é muito bom. Você tem muita foto dos caras de
And
thumb,
with The
velho.
Witcher, I think you can also create something
Eu não sou muito
amazing.
ficar tirando foto, não,
Can't
mas
wait
thumb
for
ajuda.
December 14th, seriously. Internet's
Ajuda
gonna
muito,
be
velho.
flooded
Yeah.
with screenshots.
Twitter, Witcher everywhere, literally.
Yes.
And I think we have to maybe do that. A
Photo
photo
mode.
mode contest.
Oh yes,
on that occasion.
for sure we do love our photo mode contests, so keep your eyes open
Vamos fazer
for
competição de
something
photo mode.
on The Witcher.
Ah, o jornalista,
Okay,
aquele
so,
fotógrafo
photo
de
mode,
jogo lá vai
Awesome stuff.
ganhar, hein?
But we also have really cool
Ah.
cameras.
eles vão fazer
added in
concurso,
this patch.
certeza.
Like, I
Sempre
have my
fazem.
favorite one. I'm not gonna spoil it yet, but
I think we already saw the spoiler in
Yeah.
the gameplay.
yeah, we did a little bit.
Yes.
But
Yeah, so actually it wasn't a planned feature initially, it was more of an experiment. So, how would the game look like if we had the camera a little bit closer, a little bit to the side? And
Era
it
planejado no
honestly
início, mas eles
worked so
colocaram
well.
o
Like,
modo
we
foto.
showed it to many of our veteran gameplay designers to play around with it, that we decided to make it a full feature. So you can choose to have a new alternative camera mode that is much closer to Geralt.
Ah, você pode
We, of
escolher o
course,
modo de
know that,
câmera.
people want to have their control, so
Bom também.
you know, it works when you're
que fica mais,
exploring, it
Dá uma
works in
imersão
combat
boa,
when
né?
you're riding on
Né?
Roach. But for
Sim.
all of these states, you can actually also choose to have
Cara,
the
isso-
old camera. So you
Curioso.
can combine when I'm exploring
mais
and when I'm
cinematográfico,
really
eu gosto.
close to
Legal, vou
Geralt,
usar todas essas
but when I'm
funções
on
novas aí
Roach,
pra
I actually
diferenciar
wanna
com o que eu
be
já
far
joguei.
away.
Meio Ghost of
So
Tsushima, né?
essentially you
Aquela
can
câmera.
mix and match. When I personally play the game now, I choose the alternative new camera all the time. You know, I played The Witcher Wild Hunt many times, so for me it's actually new to play it like this because it makes it feel like a bit
Fresh.
of a different game. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time we were walking in Novigrad with it, we were like, this is great. Like, wow, holy
Yeah.
hell, we want that.
Yeah, you know, the angles, how you
Yeah.
can walk
Iluminação
through the
bem melhor, hein?
crowd. It
Estranho,
feels a bit
cara.
different. I like it.
Yeah,
Tipo,
for
pra
me,
mim, tô
my
acostumado
favorite
com a outra,
is
tá ligado?
like the horse camera. That you know, you can see that friendship between Geralt and Roach is.
Cara, o
like,
combate
the,
acho
you
que tá a
know,
mesma coisa,
dynamic
né?
duo,
Não sei
so,
porque
like,
faz
that's
muito tempo que eu
gonna be
joguei,
my
velho.
choice, for sure, but yeah, the camera looks.
Mas é como a
pretty
câmera deixa
cool
diferente,
and
né, velho?
I
Dá,
like
dá
it.
uma melhor, dá uma diferenciada, né, velho? Eu vou jogar nesse modo aí, eu gosto de câmera mais.
Eu também vou usar essa câmera aí pra jogar, cara.
Okay, so we covered PC parts. Right now, maybe let's
Oh.
jump to the next gen.
Okay, moving
stuff.
to consoles.
Yes.
Okay, so you know it's not a next gen update if we don't have two modes, so performance and quality mode for,
Ah lá, performance e
for consoles
qualidade.
and
Dois
60 and
modos.
30 FPS for Series S.
Did we add something specific to those mods? Maybe.
Yeah, for the Series X and PS5, the quality mode, we do have also the global illumination, ray trace, the ambient occlusion, of course.
Iluminação global
And
e
of course the
ray tracing.
SSR will be there. For the console, we also have the FSR2 integrated, as we did for Cyberpunk.
FSR
So
2.
this is ready to go. And of course dynamic.
Que é o da AMD lá, mano?
Make sure that we
É.
get the
É, né?
Aumenta a
snapdragon.
resolução.
Ah lá,
60
modo
FPS
frame
and
rate,
30 FPS.
ray tracing.
Well, and additionally,
Series X
if you
aí,
play
tá?
on your PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X
A
and S,
iluminação,
a
velho.
lot of those
Ray
other
trace é muito
improvements
foda,
were
velho.
made. So you know the general quality settings, higher textures, level of detail, all of that, of course, is also much higher than it used
Oh,
to
yeah.
be on the old gen consoles. So this will also be looking nicer, no matter if you have quality or performance mode.
Yeah, I think it's much closer to the Ultra than you know, before it on console was way lower. So yeah.
Algo mais próximo do
So
Ultra.
it's gonna look
PC.
great.
I mean,
on
it's
PCs, I mean, true. But also there's something specific for PS5
PS5
players.
modo
You know,
performance.
this really nice controller that they have. So we added haptic feedback and
A igreja de Marika aí.
adaptive triggers.
adaptive triggers. Yes, exactly.
Do we have anything specific connected to adaptive triggers, maybe?
Ah,
I
os
mean,
controles
you know, I
adaptativos.
think the thing you notice the most is, of course,
Era
in
uma
combat.
dúvida,
So,
né?
you know, when you do your signs, when the sword hits the enemy or hits another sword, you can actually now feel the impact because you know it's done with the sound waves of the actual sound. So you do have a bit of more
Eu
of
não
a
ligo muito
visceral
controle
feeling
adaptativo
when
porque
you
minha
actually
mola tá
use this
quebrada,
controller. So I personally like that one
Tem que
a lot.
consertar.
It's a nice addition that makes the combat feel a bit nicer.
Mas agora vem a questão. Ray
One thing
tracing
I
é
noticed on the gameplay that we are
exclusivo
showing
do
on the
modo
screen
resolução.
is that the quick.
Eu acho que, pelo que
That's
entendi,
falaram
another
ainda,
feature
né?
that I wanna
Mas deu a entender que
talk
sim, eu
about with
acho.
you guys.
Yeah, so again, similar as the camera, it was an experimental feature. So as you can tell, lots of the veteran developers or new developers working on this project, they just also wanted to do those cool things. And it's one of those elements that personal shout out to Eero Varendi, one of our designers. He actually worked on this personally as his hobby and then essentially asked, can I try to make a proper version of this in the game? And it essentially means that when you were using signs in the vanilla game, you always went to the radial menu where the time slowed down, you choose your sign,
agora tá
and then
falando-
you cast it.
Beleza.
And now, both on controller and on keyboard, essentially,
Essa
you do
câmera,
not
velho.
ever have to go to that radial menu again if you activate that mode. So instead of pressing, let's say, on the controller R2 to cast, you now hold it, and then all the face buttons or L2 become your signs. So A
Ah,
is
tá.
hard,
Agora eles
L2
mudaram
is
pra
easy.
você castar a
So
magia,
essentially,
né?
you can just
Antes você
jump
apertava o
around doing
botão,
different signs
aparecia um
however you
menu,
want without
o tempo,
having
o
to
tempo
pause,
ficava
the
slow
game.
motion, né?
So it's
Agora
a
você
bit
faz
more
isso
of an
ali pelo
advanced
menu lá
feature, because
embaixo.
now you have to use
Nossa, fica
two
muito
buttons.
melhor
Ah,
agora.
ali embaixo, ó.
Essentially.
É, então, você
so
aperta,
it's, of
segura,
course,
né?
As with the camera,
tudo com
it
atalho
Olha lá,
agora.
você escolhe do
Atalhozinho.
atalho.
activate.
Tinha
and
como
of
você
course,
mexer, mas
there's
dava um
also a
trampozinho,
tutorial
legal.
for how to use it. But personally, as someone who played the game a lot, especially if you have
É
a sign
14
build,
de
I would never
dezembro,
want to
Emerson.
go back again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cara, curti muito a câmera,
So we're
velho.
making
O Colucci tá
sign
bolado na
builds,
câmera.
Eu gostei também.
Achei massa.
a default kind of with the setting.
Not a default, but I would say more direct, less. I would say maybe also, you know, it's not annoying to always have to go back to the menu. So now I can just feel smoothly I'm in combat and I never have to go out of it. So I would say it's more fun that way.
I can definitely see myself messing up with all the buttons.
It's like
but
wrong
yeah.
Não,
combo,
quando
wrong
você
sign.
decora os botões rapidinho.
It's fine, it's
I-
gonna work.
I'm pretty sure, you know, I'll get my head around it. So worry not, we'll see how that works. Okay, we have the quick signs, we have all the, you know, additional gameplay features and you know, that we'll be talking about, but this is something I wanna mention because we've seen that also on
Novas
the
features de
gameplay.
gameplay.
It's the default map. Like, I've
Mapa.
seen a lot of cool filters right there, so
This is
maybe
something for Philip, definitely.
Yes.
It's personal.
So we added a new filter. So you know, I can speak from my personal experience. I was one of the people who added all those smuggler caches in Skellige, and you know, the way this content is meant is, oh, you find it while exploring the world, and it's nice. I found some cool thing. I can go on, but it's not meant necessarily as a checklist. Oh, you should do all of those 50 things. And the way the map presented it with, you know, all the question marks, I think for some players made it feel like they have to do all of those things. And of
Okay,
course,
novos
the map
ícones.
looked very filled with lots of icons. So we added this new filter that essentially hides
filtro,
those
filtro.
question marks
ali.
from your map and also hides the boat
te
icons
contar,
from your map,
esse mapa,
which
pelo
means the
menos no
map is much
console, era
cleaner now,
agarrado
and you can play the game
Você fala pra mexer,
essentially
né?
finding
É.
those things
É.
naturally, not feeling
Vou
forced
colocar ela
to
mais
do
em cima assim,
all
guys,
of
que
them.
atrapalha menos.
But
geralmente.
of course, you know, we also know that there are players who like this. There are players who want to get all
Mas,
the
galera, não tem
content, who
como
wanna
vocês
make sure
esperarem também
that they
um
found
remake,
everything
pô. O
there is
negócio
to
ainda
find.
é um upgrade
So
grátis.
this is only
Não,
a
molecada,
filter
funcionado aí.
default.
Não,
You can
molecada,
also
aqui,
switch
pô,
over
mas
to
tinha
the
isso por
filter
mod,
default,
tinha isso
and
no
then you
mod.
have all
Óbvio
of
que
those
tinha no
icons
mod,
there.
velho.
So, you know, it's not that
Pô,
we're
não
getting
tem
rid of
como,
them.
é um upgrade,
It's
não um
very much
remaster
that
nem um remake.
If you prefer to find these things
Dá pra
organically,
considerar um
I
remaster,
think this
vai.
mode is for you.
Um remasterzinho.
I really love how with
Ó, modo
all of the
performance
features
do
that
Series X.
we're talking about, we give a player a choice.
Yeah.
So yes, yeah, this is amazing. They can actually, if you liked what was already there, feel free to keep it. If you want
Vai
to
ter
try
resumo com
something new,
novidades aqui
Diminuir,
no
ó.
canal,
Right.
Edu. Pode
Yeah,
ficar
and that's
tranquilo,
actually
cara.
that's very much the idea behind this whole next gen edition, which is if you really love The Witcher and you know the game, this shouldn't now feel like a different game. This should be the game that you love,
Still the same
that you like
amazing
to play.
experience, yes.
Exactly, and you know, even with the ray tracing, it looks like the game in your dreams that you know that you remember how it looked like,
Not
and when you
performance.
compare it, the difference is really staggering. But you know, the art style didn't suddenly change.
exactly, yeah.
It's still true to what it should be, and it's the same for the features. You can play the game you want to play, but you can also experiment with some new features.
OG way.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I can still go to Skellige and
And
get-
just look for all
look
the
on map and see like where's the map. Okay, okay. You guys mentioned that, you know, games from the dream, and you know, it looks amazing. I keep saying that because I'm amazed how good it looks. So you know, I know we added some extra adjustments, right, to environment, to like, you know, characters and whatnot. Can we maybe mention some of them?
Yeah, we have a lot actually. I think we have a new, all the grass has been improved, almost all the foliage asset has been reworked.
Lá que melhorou todo
We
o
also
esquema de
have
folhas.
a lot of environment mesh changed, so higher resolution, better textures almost for everything.
Mudaram algumas
And I
texturas.
think that we also integrated quite a lot of mods.
É, meio que um remasterzinho então
and also
mesmo.
on console this time around, not just on PC. So shout out also I think for the HD reworked that we integrated. And also all the monsters, everything has to be have been improved. We also increased the budget for the streaming, so of course that means that the texture will be, of course, higher resolution everywhere.
And yeah, there were many these little projects where, you know, old Witcher veterans that had plans to do something. They now had a chance to, you know, oh, I'll quickly install the engine for, you know, 2 weeks and I'll make some tweaks. So, you know, even small things that, you know, by themselves don't feel like a lot,
Yes,
but when
yes.
all of them come together, it's really nice. So, you know, now you see smoke come up from villages far in the distance. The cobblestones in Novigrad are not normal maps anymore. They're actually, you know, 3D. So all of these things just come
Vista
together.
missing a village.
Esse NPC tinha um corte muito engraçado, eu ficava rindo do cabelo desse
yeah,
NPC.
Ao vivo
we
esse
also
NPC.
got updates that, like, oh, look, new grass, check it out. Wow, what a beautiful grass and new clouds. Wow.
É, o rosto
they
dos
actually-
personagens tá
if
melhor
you
mesmo,
look
né?
at them side by side, the
Ah, a
difference
textura,
is
cara,
amazing,
tá bem
even with
melhor.
like this one small
Eles deram uma
change.
medida
Yeah,
nos
and
meshes
this is
deles
again
também.
the weather, the clouds, the sky. It's supposed to look like you remember, but a lot of those assets were upgraded, or just similar with the camera, added a bit more variety. So, as an example, you might have new weather conditions that weren't there before.
Opa,
I
tem
mean,
mais
like,
condição de clima.
It all sounds like you guys were super busy, and I
Não,
know
meio
you were like
aberto,
even
né?
busier
É.
than that. But I guess everyone was so happy to jump back to The Witcher, right?
Quais
To
condições de
actually
clima, tá
give
ligado?
that
Vai...
extra push for one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Honestly.
Yeah, I think the whole team was actually quite happy when we discussed about, okay guys, we need to jump to The Witcher. Yep, let's do it. Let's go back, no worries.
Yeah, and shout out to our production team for letting us do a lot of these things, because some of those fixes were also done kind of illegally by people. People assigned to work on Cyberpunk. Maybe like sneak in 1 hour. Oh, I'm gonna help you with that cool thing. So usually people were very happy to just quickly jump in and do this cool thing.
This is amazing. Coming back to our like legacy.
Yeah.
Coming back home.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we covered some of the gameplay features. Obviously, there will be more minor tweaks, some fixes and
Algumas
whatnot.
melhorias a mais,
We'll
não
definitely
beleza.
get back to it later. But we also hear our community, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, guys,
Opa.
like forums, Reddit, Twitter,
Ouviram a
Facebook,
comunidade,
Instagram,
vamos ver o que eles
we
ouviram da
read all of
comunidade.
that. And it's not only about us as a community team. I'm sure you guys in the dev also go there and check out what our community is requesting, what they're talking about. So we read that and we actually put some of those stuff to life. So, for example, in this update, we are giving you some additional modes for Geralt to walk. So on a controller. So if you push the stick very lightly, he's gonna walk slowly, and if you tap it, he's gonna sprint.
So the
Pra
Pô,
andar mais
sério que isso não
devagar,
tinha,
correr.
cara.
Eu nem lembrava disso.
He'll be like,
Não.
I'm the king now here.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's actually also an option again where in the vanilla game you press your A button on the controller to sprint, but also actually lots of other games people prefer that
Yeah, on the stick.
Correr
on the
automático
stick.
já.
And this is also something that we don't change by default, but if you want it, you can
só
activate it for yourself.
Tio.
That's
Você tinha que segurar o A pra correr, né?
Yeah. So other requests also something that you probably already saw in the gameplay that we were showing you. You can now scale subtitles. So
Oh, yeah.
if you don't see that well, or if you want to
aumentar
have an
o
easier
tamanho da
experience with
legenda.
the game, you can now make them bigger, make them
Era
smaller,
Maluco, é uma coisa que eu
whichever you like.
odeio em alguns
Era
jogos,
Something
velho.
that I think is
Eu
gonna
lembro
be
que o do
useful
Death
for all
Stranding
of
era
us.
pequenininho e eu sou
Yeah, I
eu
think
sou míope pra caraca,
In
velho.
my times of,
Mesmo com
2015
óculos, algumas
being
legendas me
tech support
ferravam.
representative, we've got a lot of
Pô, tem
requests.
jogo que tem
Mano, aquela
menu
armadura
inútil.
lá,
So I'm
velho.
pretty sure
Aquela
people
armadura tava
will,
boladaça.
be
Pô,
happy.
lindona,
But
mano.
this is one of
Meio
the
God of
requests.
War
But
mesmo,
the
né?
other thing, I'm pretty sure we want to cover that,
Oh yeah.
is the 2 quest fixes.
Just
Specific.
2 specific quest fixes. Yeah, you guys probably know this quest because comments about that pop up even now. Like, please fix that.
Oh, yeah.
And we are fixing that. We are fixing From Ophir's Shore, and the wolf armor hand. So
Yeah, and we tried to do the tricky way of also, if you played the game previously and it actually is broken on your save, when you install the patch, it should actually now also work retroactively. And actually, those are the 2 famous ones.
yes.
Yeah.
But there are actually quite a bunch more.
Yeah.
Ah, mas
that
o
we actually also
upgrade,
fixed. So,
o
there's
upgrade
a
de geração
certain
geralmente é
Smith
muito mais
who
console mesmo,
sometimes
velho.
didn't like to talk to you.
Sim,
That one
óbvio.
should work now.
Geralmente o PC,
And,
fora os
lots
mods
of
que você tem no
just
PC ainda.
small issues, like we actually did another QA
Mas vou
pass of the
corrigir,
game,
patch
stutters
em
in
bugs,
cutscenes,
aparentemente.
small
A não
stuff
ser que
that
a
we
versão
just
do
tried
PC
to
tenha
add
saído muito
more
ruim e tal,
polish.
aí já corrige também.
Speaking
Foi
of
tipo Dark Souls.
cutscenes, you mentioned something like
Yes.
behind the scenes to
Yeah,
me.
before we
Yeah,
started.
it's a nice quality of life improvement. So
Opa, melhoria de
our
qualidade de
code
vida.
team actually did a fix because it actually isn't that easy to pull it off. There's a reason why it was like that in the vanilla game. That now during scenes and cutscenes you can pause the game.
Ah, pode pausar.
Some
durante a
people might
cutscene.
not even remember that wasn't possible,
Yeah.
but that actually is
Sorry about
possible
that.
now. Yeah, so if you have someone at the door or you need to go to the toilet while a scene is playing, you can pause it now. It's nice quality of life improvement.
So we won't have like, Mom, no, I
É,
can't
tem
pause
armadura
it."
nova, eu acho, né? Eu não lembro
Well,
também.
if you use it as an
Mostrou ali.
excuse, you can still do it.
Okay.
Okay, so skate subtitles fixes to like two most famous or maybe infamous
And more
quests.
also.
But we also adding a new subtitles.
Yes, I mean, it's not only subtitles, it's the entire voiceover for the game, so actual dubbing. We are adding Chinese simplified.
Ah, agora eu vou jogar em chinês pra
now
poder
the
ver,
game
na
will be
verdade.
fully
Agora
voiced
sim.
in Chinese, and a lot of players that
Neve.
can
Perguntando se
enjoy
tem
the
adição
game
aí, ó,
in their
tá tendo
native
adição.
language. So I hope you guys like it. But besides that, there are also some improvements to other languages, so hopefully the experience will be better in those as well.
Can it even get any better?
I
deve ser o nome do carpeado
we
em
have
chinês?
some more stuff. I think like some
Shilaba.
minimap.
Pô, como a
that's
molecada
something
fala
I
que tá a
heard
mesma
that there
coisa,
was
cara.
some
Olha
cool
isso aí,
feature
velho.
about
Olha essa
minimap.
imagem parada agora, tá ligado?
So it's again a smaller feature.
modo
So
performance,
I don't
velho.
want to oversell all of these things, but it's
Como
nice
você é
quality
fanboy,
of life
galera.
stuff. So in the main game,
Tá
you
louco,
could have your mini-map, your quest objectives always showing, or you could turn those off. But then they
É
were
que, tipo assim, só as
off.
molecadas já estivessem jogando no PC, tá
Exactly.
ligado?
Until you turn it
4K.
on. in
É,
the
no
main
PC
menu.
realmente eu sei que
But
nunca
essentially,
tem, né?
we try
menos
to make a
problemas.
hybrid mode of
depende
this.
do PC também.
So
meu PC
when
não
you're
fica
just
assim, não.
exploring, walking around,
Tem
those
esse
things
ponto.
will be invisible. But
molecada
of course,
tá
you
igual
can,
o
if you
PS4
wanna check the minimap to know you're going in the right direction, you can just press your focus mode button and then it will show.
Quem tem qualquer
for,
The Witcher, eu acho que
long,
já tem de
7
graça. Eu não sei
seconds
se é.
or so.
Acho que
So
acho que
you
é a
have time
versão,
to
qualquer
orient
versão.
yourself until it nicely disappears again.
Pô, eu
But if
gostei
you
desse
keep
negócio de
wanting
poder esconder
to
HUD
just
quando a
have
gente
it there
tá
for a
fazendo
long
outras
time,
coisas.
you can just hold
Muito
the button.
bom.
So also, or if you're in combat, the mini map and your objective, they do then also just
Stay.
dynamically show up, so you know you have all of your information.
É, podia
So
mostrar
we
mais,
just
não
try
ficar mostrando
to
a cara
give
dos
you
caras.
more
né?
choice with this.
Tela
Hopefully I
cheia,
won't
por
get
favor.
lost. Hopefully.
But you can still
Cannot
keep.
promise.
You still have the choice. You can still keep the minimap. That's
Yeah,
all
I
about this
think
update.
I'm gonna try to
Yeah.
to actually get the full exploration mode, in my next gameplay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I will get lost.
Yeah, same.
I mean, it's forest, rivers, it's all beautiful, so
Night
I'm
City-
not gonna even
I
be
think
mad.
Night City is easier because like the streets, and here I just get lost in the forest.
But it's even if you get lost, right? You're surrounded by all this beauty.
Yeah.
You just look and you can hear the trees, you can hear the wind. You can even hear those small kids singing something in there,
Creepy song
Right.
about the Master
for
Mirror.
example. But it just you're not feeling even mad for being lost. So
Yeah.
that's
Rolando,
super really really cool. Okay, so we've been talking for a while now.
Menu antigo.
We mentioned some major stuff that are coming to the patch, but we also adding some minor tweaks, improvements here and there. So it won't be just what we're talking here, right? And as a reminder, update will be free, and it's also an upgrade, right, from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 from Xbox to
Então,
Series
de novo
X
do
and
do
S, right?
upgrade
So
gratuito.
it's gonna be a lot.
Então é de
Yeah, I mean we're
plataforma
gonna
pra
have patch
plataforma.
notes before, hopefully December 14th, so you can check out all the changes. But I'm pretty sure that we won't be able to fit all of them
There's a
into
lot of
the.
surprise also. In
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean we
surprises.
like surprises.
Ui, vamos colher
You
feedback.
probably
Yeah.
know
Vai
that.
ter um patch
So we
notes,
keep
né?
some stuff hidden for you to discover while you're playing the game.
Exactly. The patch note, various little improvements
Yeah.
and surprises. I think that's the best patch note.
I think
Ah, então vai
one
ter mais
surprise
coisas
that
nos
we
patch
can
notes
just
aí que eu já mostrei.
slightly show. Maybe it's the
The one that
something
we announced
that we
already.
announced already during the WitcherCon, so the
Yes.
Netflix DLC quest.
Ah, DLC a quest nova.
We
do
will be
Netflix.
showing, or we are actually showing right now the very very beginning of the quest, but we are not gonna dive in.
Ah,
yes,
da hora,
it's
velho.
very important. We don't want to spoil anything because the thing is, I also don't want to oversell it. We just thought that if we're offering those new, armors, swords, items, that we just want to make it feel a bit more part of the game.
Yeah.
And of course, if it's a cool armor, as with other armors in the game, there should be some quest or content connected to it. So we tried to, make a quest that makes it part of the game, so
And
it
we
feels.
chose a very
Então
cool
vai ter, eu
place
achei que
for
não ia ter
that,
não,
for
cara.
that
Yes.
quest.
Yeah, so if you're a big
Vai ter
Witcher fan,
questzinho então aí,
that
ó.
place, it's very famous for people wondering what is going on there? What is so
Something
we
should be
actually
there.
exactly, and now something
Now it's
Surprise.
is there. Yeah, and
Vai
you
ter
know, again,
question
it was more of an improvised thing where so many Witcher veterans, we just like, hey, can you help us with this? Can you help us with this? And in the end,
boa
it came
pergunta,
together
hein?
really nicely.
Yeah,
Como é
but I
upgrade?
think it
Não
was
sei, véi,
not
talvez
so
não mantenha, não.
improvised afterwards because we even brought our
Manter o
voice
progresso
actors
da
back
versão PS4.
to record some lines for the quest, right?
Aparentemente
Yeah,
vai manter.
so we almost forced the hand
mal,
of our
Adi.
localization, but you know.
Não, vocês
oh,
vão
maybe,
manter o
you know, we'll
progresso
just
da
have
versão
50
do PlayStation
lines, or
4.
maybe,
Cara,
you know.
espero que sim, né?
So
Eles já falaram que
it
o
worked
bug
out
lá
really
vai ser
well. And
corrigido
it was really
retroativo,
nice to
então
just
acho que-
hear all the
acho que
Geralts
vai
again,
sim,
to be
vai
honest.
manter.
As you know, Duck Cockle or you know, all the other actors. It's cool.
Amazing. Okay, so I finished the quest and I don't get the armor. I get the
The diagrams,
schematics.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to put it
A
somewhere.
armadura da Quest, será que é aquela ali que mostraram?
But I think apart from
Não sei.
you know,
Yes, yes.
Geralt
Deixou muito
season
claro.
1 and season 2 armor and swords, we also have 2 extra things
Yes.
from the
Yes, yes.
Netflix.
So we have Jaskier Dandelion, whichever name we are using
armadura aí,
here.
ó.
We have an alternative
Ah,
outfit.
que
A roupinha, a roupinha!
Ah, mas que isso, mano? A skin, velho.
Yeah, yeah.
Olha lá, a armadura do
and
Kevin.
one fun thing that we added is a Nilfgaard
Dá, esse é
armor.
legalzinho, velho.
Skin
If
nova
you
pro Dandelion,
turn it
velho.
on and go to the Nilfgaard carp, you can see
que
what,
da
we
hora,
actually,
Yeah,
what it
we
looks
mean.
like.
Okay, so I think we covered most of the things that we wanted to talk about today.
Pô, essa armadurinha é legal. A gente podia
We've
adicionar um
left
conjunto, um monte de
one
conjunto de
thing.
armadura, ia ser mais da hora.
That people already know from
Oh
Cyberpunk.
yeah. This is the feature. If you play Cyberpunk,
Achei
you
com o
know
Dandelion
it.
ali, mano.
Olha lá, você jogou Cyberpunk. Você vai ter uma feature que você
so
buga o jogo?
If you log into your GOG account on your PC, PS5, Xbox, etc., you can easily just move your saves from one platform to another. So you started on PC a while back. Now you bought PS5. You want to play the same.
Ah,
the
eu
same
posso
playthrough,
jogar meu save
no
do PC
problem.
do
Your saves
PlayStation, que
will
maravilha.
sync and you can
Cross-progression.
easily start from.
Finalmente, né,
where you
velho?
finish.
Pô, porque eu
Demorou,
só
tá
joguei no
ligado?
PC, velho. Eu vou jogar tudo pra lá.
Okay.
Então vai
I
ter
think
transferência de
that's
save aí, porque o pessoal tá
it
perguntando
for
muito
today.
isso aí.
That's not it. Obviously, there was gonna be much more in the update, in the patch notes. We'll be talking about the update for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But this is it for today's stream.
Yes.
So yeah, you know, remember guys, the update is free if you're already on the game. You know, just be ready. December 14th.
Coming fast.
Coming fast, exactly. And I think before we leave, we have one tiny
É, os caras não falaram nada de Series S,
thing
não,
for
hein?
you to
Preocupado.
watch after we're off. And yeah, we all invite you to play The Witcher once again with whatever settings you want. Tell us what you think about this update. We cannot wait to see the screenshots, all the, you know, all your feedback. Maybe there will be, you know, something that you wanna also have included. Maybe we'll do some
Mas
extra
deve
mod
receber a
magic
mesma
again.
coisa, cara. Parecido,
Who
pelo
knows?
menos.
But yeah, guys, see you offline and online because we have one very small thing prepared for you closer to the release. We're not gonna spoil it, but it's gonna be super cool.
Opa, alguma
And
coisa
yeah,
perto do
Ué.
lançamento
See
vai
you
ter.
December 14th.
Achei que
Bye, guys.
Ah, não.
Vacilou, pô. Que isso?
Que, velho? Pô, mano, eu jurei que pô, vai ter alguma coisinha aí.
É, vai ter uma-
coisinha, vamos ver.
Nilfgaard's crossed the Pontar in the east.
Opa.
Means war.
Esse trailer vai valer a pena rever depois.
War changes everything. By order of the hierarch, whosoever conceals a mage in their home shall burn alongside him or her.
Nilfgaard on one bank, Redania on the other, drooling over the city like dogs over a juicy bone.
We are at war, and she's in danger.
Teve o Ray Tracing, pô. Ray
You will
Tracing
find
Next
her and
Gen.
bring her to me.
Será que vão consertar aquela fala da Siri? Não!
I've got to find Ciri.
É muito ruim aquilo, velho.
Why are you helping her?
Because she's a danger, a mortal one, a power that can destroy the world.
You must find her, Geralt,
Minha cara, que bonita, pô.
before the Wild Hunt does.
Essas músicas da Witch são boas, né?
The
We'll find her, or someone who knows what happened to her.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Legend cannot be killed, can it?
The Wild Hunt will be here soon.
Legal essa parceria com a Netflix aí. Achei que não ia rolar, não.
I've long awaited this, and you, White Wolf.
Não! Cara, dentro de um upgrade...
Trailerzinho pra rever depois em 4K.
É, pra rever depois em 4K.
Dentro dos
Esperar
upgrades
mais
que
novo,
são,
cara.
o padrão de upgrade tá de boa, cara.
Trailerzinho novo, cara. Nunca imaginei que fosse um trailer novo de The Witcher, tá ligado? Depois de 7 anos, mano. O trailer novo do Witcher. Deve ter alguma coisa já no canal deles aqui. Deixa
Depois
eu
eu
ver
ver o
se
patch
alguma...
notes. Mas, guys, cara, foi dentro do que eu esperava. Eu não sei se a galera tava esperando, parece que um remake, pô.
Não, a molecada tá
Eu não
esperando um
entendi.
remake, tá ligado?
Insano, pô.
Porque os upgrades é isso, cara.
A
Melhoria de
molecada tá
textura,
esperando
melhoria de FPS, adiciona Ray Tracing, é isso. Só que alguns você paga 50 conto. A diferença é essa.
Não, cara, muita empresa fez o que a
É
CD
por
fez
isso
e
que eu
cobrou,
sempre,
tá
é
ligado?
por isso que eu sempre fui contra pagar o
Sim.
upgrade, porque o upgrade é como se você adicionasse um modo ultra nos consoles. Sempre achei errado cobrar pro upgrade por causa disso.
Cara, não tinha muito o que... A molecada, tipo, veio achando, o que eu imagino, né?
Que ia ter remake de combate, eu
O
acho.
pessoal achou que ia ter, pô, combate novo. Eu vi gente falando de expansão nova, tá ligado? Tipo, eu não sei onde que mundo a galera... Mano, eu não sei que mundo essa galera vive, tá ligado? Eu não sei, tipo, da onde eles saíram, mas o pessoal achou que ia ter expansão nova. O pessoal vai ter a... Porque teve uma expansão, cara, feita por um fã lá, que é as areias de Ophir, não sei o quê. E, mano, uma galera que, pô, vai ter a expansão de Ophir. Mano, tipo, aonde, tá ligado? Pessoal,
Eu tava
um
bem pé no
update
chão com isso,
gráfico.
então...
Vai ter conteúdo novo aí da Netflix, vai ter missõezinhas novas pra você pegar os itens e coisas do
armadura.
tipo.
Missãozinha, tipo assim, igual ele falou, pra não ficar esperando muita coisa não também da missão.
É,
né?
pô, mano, é missão pra você pegar daqui e ali, certamente deve ser missão bem básica, não vão esperando, sei lá, missões como a Caverna dos Sonhos, missões secundárias do Witcher 3, tá ligado? É um update de graça, entendeu? Então você não vai estar pagando por nada, se você não quiser, você não joga, tipo, você não vai ter que comprar, se você quiser você vai ganhar, se tu já tem The Witcher. Teve features novas aí que foram incrementadas, eu acho que a parte da câmera foi bem legal. O pessoal falando, pô,
Foi bacana.
já tinha aí mod, tá ligado? É óbvio, meu amigo, mod, se eu quiser virar um Mario no The Witcher, vai ter no mod, tá ligado?
mod tem
Isso
tudo, isso é verdade.
tem tudo, entendeu? Mas agora é bacana ver que
eu tô
eles
vendo o pessoal
implementaram
também
isso.
falando que não melhorou a textura. Gente, vocês estão vendo uma stream da
De uma
stream
stream,
1080p
exatamente.
e vocês estão esquecendo que esse jogo é de 2000 e sei lá, pouquinho. 2000 e quanto, Colucci?
15.
2015,
Oi,
né?
desculpa, o Witcher 3?
2015.
2015.
O jogo tem 7 anos de texturas defasadas. Vocês têm certeza que estão a mesma textura? Não tá, pai.
Não, e outra, mano, a molecada hoje em dia fica vendo,
Você
sei
tá
lá,
maluco.
tipo, os caras estão vendo jogos de nova geração saindo, né? Pô, olha lá sei lá, um Forbidden West da vida, que são jogos, pô, super bonitos. Witcher 3, molecada, não foi refeito. Eles não refizeram o jogo. É um update gráfico de um jogo de 2015, que era uma arquitetura totalmente diferente. A tecnologia naquela época era totalmente diferente, né? Então, eu não sei muito o que o pessoal esperava.
Eles estão na engine deles ainda, né? Na Red Engine.
Exatamente, tá no motor gráfico que eles nem estão mais utilizando hoje em dia.
Mas tem um erro que eles não arrumaram, velho, nesse jogo.
Qual?
A espada nas costas. Não
Ai,
funciona.
meu Deus. Inclusive vai ter o...
Estilo acima de funcionalidade, pô.
Você já viu a animação? A espada, tipo, ela passa pela bainha assim, na hora que ele tira, assim. Tipo, por
porque
cima
a
da
espada
bainha.
nas
Engraçado.
costas, ela é super impraticável. Ela só
É,
é
eu
estilosa
sei.
mesmo, mas é impraticável.
Eu acho mais engraçado pra você ficar zoando isso.
Pô, mas tem muito jogo, né, que usa nas costas espada, né?
Sim.
Acho que não é só o The Witcher não, pô.
Bom,
Mas é o
isso,
padrão,
cara.
é o padrão de
Vamos
upgrade,
ver.
é isso aí, velho. É isso aí que eu tava esperando
Cara,
mesmo,
olha,
mano. Eu esperava
de
no
upgrade que
máximo,
teve
talvez,
de geração
mais
passada.
armaduras, assim. Seria legal.
Mas acho que eles não mostraram todas, não, pô. Eles falam que vão ter, acho que 3 sets de armadura. Acho que só vi 2.
Cara, teve aquela lá que parece do God of War. Teve aquela do Henry Cavill.
Tem
Eu
aquelas
eu não flagrei eles falando se
Eu não sei
tinha-
também, porque faz muito tempo que eu joguei, então eu não lembro todas as armaduras também, se tem coisa que era nova ou não.
Não, essas armaduras estavam... Pelo menos as duas ali não estavam. Tinha uma outra que o pessoal falou que era nova, mas eu não cheguei a... Não lembro agora de cabeça. Bom, mas é isso. Dia 14 de dezembro sai o update. Queria muito que a Cid mandasse pra nós aí pra nós fazer um conteúdo antecipado, né? Pô, né, fazer uma...
Upgrade? Será que ela manda antecipado?
Então, não sei,
Falaram
mano.
que pra você não hypar, Colu, senão vai bugar o jogo.
A esperança é a última que morre, tá ligado? Quem sabe bem, cara. Mas, mano, tá totalmente dentro do que eu esperava, tá ligado? Não teve
Também é um
nada...
upgrade de geração, velho. Basicamente, tudo que a gente já viu em
Mano, se a
trilhões
gente
de
for ver
jogos.
esses
É
jogos que
basicamente
pegam
isso.
upgrade de geração, faz muito menos que isso, pô. Eu acho que o único jogo que fez uma coisa que você nota muita diferença desses que já tiveram foi o Final Fantasy VII Remake. Acho que de resto é uma melhoria bem pouquinha, né?
Porque pô, é um jogo refeito, né, cara?
Eu lembro que o
Totalmente
Ghost of Tsushima, acho que não muda quase nada, velho.
Não muda
Você paga
porra
50
nenhuma. E
pila.
você paga ainda.
É foda.
Você paga. Bom, mas é isso mesmo, pai.
É isso, galera. Muito obrigado
Mas a
a todo mundo
molecada que tá
aí.
falando que não mudou nada, cara, o que eu acho, né? Deve ser pessoas que estavam jogando, sei lá, no PC em 4K já, tá ligado? Numa máquina super ultra mega
já meteu
power.
20 mil mods.
Meteu 300 mil mods, obviamente essa pessoa não vai sentir diferença. Mas a pessoa que jogou num Play 4 da vida, num Xbox da vida, cara, se não sentiu diferença, sei lá, aí tudo bem, cada um tem a percepção que tem, tá ligado? Mas eu, quando joguei a primeira vez no PS4, vendo pra agora, é óbvio que tem diferença, cara.
Fazer igual o Persona, pô, colocar um upgrade de geração e cobrar o jogo todo de novo.
Filha da puta da Atlus, mano, que raiva, cara.
Mas tem vários jogos, né, que saíram
Persona é
updates
foda,
aí
velho.
que são super básicos e você paga, meu. Você paga R$50, R$60. Mas é isso, então.
É isso aí,
De
gente.
graça tem injeção na testa, já diria, né?
Exatamente, cara. De graça tem injeção na testa, velho.
Isso aí,
Demorou.
pô.
Caio Ades, brigadão. Vou trocar mais ideia com a rapaziada aqui,
Valeu.
velho. Tamo junto.
Valeu
Beleza.
mesmo,
Valeu.
queridos. Abraço.
Valeu,
Abraço.
hein. É isso aí, gente. Tá dentro do meu esperado, né? O upgrade de geração, eu já esperava isso. Eu esperava até se bobeasse menos. Eu esperava, tipo assim, que anunciar performance 4K, blá blá blá, um Ray Tracing. Eu achava que seria isso. Então, até que teve um pouco mais de novidade do esperado. Se fosse um upgrade pago, eu estaria cascalhando aqui, né? Estaria falando mal, mas como é um upgrade de graça, eu achei que não tá ruim, tá até acima de alguns upgrades pagos, né? Que a gente tem. Mas é isso, galera. Né? Eu fico por aqui. Eu devo rejogar, já faz muito tempo que eu rejoguei o The Witcher. E eles não falaram dos load, né? Eles falaram dos load? Eu acho que não, né? Tomara que tenha melhoras aí também, mas eu não lembro muito dos loads do jogo. Acho que era quando você morria, né? Mas é isso, meu povo. Tamo junto. Grande beijo, grande abraço. Tchau.